Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 5 newest weapons to be leaked for Battlefield 5 and all of their wonderful details. So stay tuned. So, like I said guys, 5 new weapons are being added to Battlefield 5. All of them were kind of leaked through the dog tag system. You can kind of go down to the bottom and see the newest weapons. It's how we found out the old weapons were being added, or the current Tides of War weapons were being added. Well, now we have 5 new weapons to Battlefield. 2 of them are familiar, 3 of them not so much. So let's go ahead and start with what we know. Coming over from Battlefield 1, we have the Madsen LMG. This is one of the first mass-produced light machine guns. It's still kind of in use today in Brazil, surprisingly. As far as World War II goes, it was the primary light machine gun for the Norwegian army. I'm kind of excited for this one. It's a Bren gun kind of look-alike. I really enjoyed the Madsen in the previous game as it performed very well, and I enjoyed its somewhat quick reload. I felt like it was one of the better weapons that had a balance of everything you wanted in a light machine gun. So I, for one, excited to try out the Madsen and looking forward to it. The other weapon coming over from Battlefield 1 is the 1917 Enfield, aka the American Enfield. And what that was a regular Enfield, but used in a different caliber. It was manufactured in 30-06 as opposed to the traditional British round. This was to help simplify logistics for when the Americans were over in World War I. It's pretty much just a regular Enfield, and hopefully it should be fun. Maybe it'll be a little different than the Enfield that is used today. I know in Battlefield 1 it had a very long-range style pattern. It was very effective at long range compared to the standard Enfield that was a short-range kind of weapon. So maybe it will continue that. We'll get another long-range sniper, or it will be another fast-firing one that rivals the regular Enfield. Who knows, but I, for one, am looking forward to it. Now, the next 3 weapons are all medic guns. They're all submachine guns. They're finally showing some love to the medics. So let's go ahead and start with the Lanchester SMG. Now, following the Dunkirk evacuation in 1940, the Royal Air Force decided it required a new submachine gun for airfield defense. They had no time for the usual research and development of a new weapon, so they instead decided to create a direct copy of the MP28, a gun we already have in the game. The British Admiralty also decided to join in with the RAF to adopt this new gun. And ultimately, the Royal Navy is where most of the Lanchesters saw service. Now, the British copy of the MP28 was given the general designation the Lanchester after George Herbert Lanchester, who was charged with the production of the weapon at the Sterling Armaments Company, the same company that later produced the Sterling submachine gun and another new gun to come to the game. The Lanchester was envisioned as a weapon used for guarding prisoners or accompanying naval landings and assault parties. It was a very solid, well-made submachine gun of high-quality materials. In many ways, the complete opposite of its contemporary at that point, the Sten. The Lanchester had a heavy wooden buttstock and a machine steel action and breech block. The magazine was made of solid brass and a mounting on the muzzle for the long-bladed 1907 bayonet. The rifling differed from the German original in its details to accommodate various lots of 9mm ammunition that were being acquired for service. So that is the Lanchester, a pretty much British copy of the MP28. I'll be interested to see how it performs compared to the MP28 in-game. Next is the Patchett submachine gun, aka the Sterling. It was tested by the British Army in 1944 to 1945 as a replacement for the Sten, but it didn't actually replace it until 1953. So it was manufactured during the war, it was developed during the war, but not adopted until well after. In 1944, the British General Staff issued a specification for a new submachine gun. It stated that the weapon should weigh no more than 6 pounds, should fire 9x19 parabellum, and have a rate of fire of no more than 500 rounds per minute, and be sufficiently accurate to allow 5 consecutive shots to be placed inside a 1-foot square target at a distance of 100 yards. To meet this new requirement, George William Patchett, the chief designer of the Sterling Armaments Company, submitted a sample weapon of new design in early 1944. This would go on to be the Sterling. The Army quickly recognized Patchett's potential, that being accuracy and reliability compared to what they had then, the Sten, They ordered 120 for trial, and towards the end of the Second World War, some of these trial samples were used in combat by airborne troops, specifically at the Battle of Arnhem, where it was officially given the designation the Patchett Machine Gun Carbine Mark I. So that's the Patchett. Hopefully it will be another kind of decent all-around submachine gun. We've definitely seen this gun before in video games. This gun makes up the base gun that the E11 is based off of in the Star Wars franchise, so it's nice to see this gun finally making its way to the Battlefield franchise. Finally, we have the Welgun. Now, the Welgun was a prototype submachine gun by the British Irregular Warfare Organization, i.e. the SOE, the Special Operations Executive. Although it performed well in tests, it was never adopted and was produced only in small numbers. The weapon was a fairly conventional blowback design. It used the same 9mm cartridge that the Sten and, by extension, the Axis also used. So this way, the resistance fighters could obtain ammunition from enemy sources. The Welgun used the same 32-round single-feed magazine as the Sten. This was kind of a potential trouble spot because the magazines weren't the best made for the Sten, and this was kind of one of its downsides. Exasperating this is the fact that the magazine fed vertically rather than sideways, so the spring inside the magazine had to fight against gravity even more than just a side-loaded magazine. The Welgun also had a folding stock. When this was folded to lie over the barrel and the body, the overall length of the weapon was a little over 16 inches, allowing for easy carriage and concealment. The Welgun also had a wooden pistol grip and a vestigial wooden foregrip. This helped contribute to the balance and the accuracy of the weapon overall. So, those are the 5 new guns we're getting in Battlefield. I really am excited for the number of medic guns. That's a class that hasn't seen much love, really, and they need a little bit of love right now. So, I, for one, really looking forward to the Patchett. Really looking forward to the Patchett just because you can make yourself feel like a stormtrooper, which could be kind of fun. Okay, guys, so hope you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My name's FireBoy601. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.